you just say money to throw away and spend and risk it all? And, and I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Bitch, if I lost hundreds and thousands of dollars, I'm gonna be living in my fucking car if I still have my car, maybe the box on the side of the road. So it's just like it's a way kind of the initiatives that they talk about motivates you, but the cockiness behind it kind of turns me off. Like I
I feel you, Larice.
don't want to hear you bragging about how much
Larice,
money you got a little bit.
I feel you. I told that to Jamal. I was like, man, I don't be feeling this dude sometimes. It's like, yo, man.
Be like, well, bitch, I ain't got it. So talk to us like we the broke ones.
That's
Like,
what we on here for. Like,
right, right.
Oh man. How y'all doing though?
yeah, we good.
Yeah, we was on here first complaining about like I like David. It's more about Donnie when it comes to the reminding me that I'm broke and I ain't got what she got. Um yeah. Did y'all want to start with I about to say homework? True thing. One thing I found myself doing like in school, I check it at the last minute. Yeah, I did my homework like 30 minutes ago.
Chauncey didn't do
Um
his homework.
Huh?
Chauncey
Yeah, I
didn't
did.
do his homework.
Look,
he looked
look,
good.
I did it 30 minutes ago. I
I
get
checked
my
the thing like, yo, do we have
participation
homework?
grade.
Oh shit,
Look,
we had
I'm
homework.
getting my participation grade.
He said when nobody talks shit on this thing tonight, he was like, why hear this bitch mouth?
I did
um,
it.
like I said, y'all want to start with the homework? Y'all want to start with the pod, reviewing the pod a little bit? Because I feel like we'll run through the pod. Because
You know
If
what?
you go
Look,
ahead, Chauncey, what you think?
huh?
I said, what
What
do you
you
think?
say? Look, I posted, but
okay,
I did forget what the homework was. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I did, but I posted 30 minutes ago. I won't coming up here without posting.
what was
I was about to say, I've been checking, nigga.
I did it 30 minutes.
you gotta go check. Then we gotta go check now, nigga.
And
Oh
it is.
snap!
And it is.
Oh man,
Was it the 8 rows?
the what?
8 rows. 8 people needed to run a business.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Um, y'all saw the text I put in there. How I be greeting Chat GPT.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's my homie. So I went to ask him about the 8 rows,
Oh,
and it was fucking it was fire. So I was like, yo, I've heard and seen about 8 rows needed to run a business. Talk to me. And he broke down the 8 rows, what they usually are. So then I was like, all right, so break it down for a podcast. Broke
okay.
it down again. I was like, all right, we'll do it again for a clothing line. Again. And then I was like, shit, the one thing I do that actually makes me money is my delivery business, my last mile delivery company. Break that down for me. So I got all three of those breaking down for those roles. So
Okay.
it's dope. And the Chat GPT already knows my entire podcast schedule and all that. So
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, you're already doing 6 of these roles. So it was like, this my nigga, yo. This nigga know me, dog. But yeah, so I just say the 8 roles to see if they line up with what you got, lovers. That's cool.
Okay.
I visionary, operator, marketer, salesperson, technician or product expert, financial manager, customer service rep, and HR/people person. That aligns with the same roles or what you
So
saw.
for mine, I have me as the CEO. So I'm the visionary, the decision making, the public face of the brand.
Mm-hmm.
Charlene is the chief operating officer. She runs the day-to-day operations, order
Okay.
fulfillment. I do order fulfillment. Um, Inventory management, logistics, so that we kind of blend our roles a little bit, but this way we can kind of like decipher who's supposed to be doing what in what capacity. Next is our chief financial officer,
Mm-hmm.
which was going to handle bookkeeping. And I know that's someone that she really needs, like, because Charlene really does our numbers. Our CMOs, our Chief Marketing Officer, so from marketing perspective, a sales director or e-commerce lead, a creative director or product manager overseeing like development and size and quality and video direction, um, customer experience manager, and then HR, you know, or people's ops. And that's my least. So I went a couple steps farther because, looking into kind of like looking at our brand, what do I need to hire now, prioritizing who we need to bring on, right? So I have the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer, and my homegirl just sent me hers that she got off of Fiverr. So I'm going to be, I think she's $300 a month. And I think once we start having those ads go out and having somebody set up the ads and stuff, we should be solid just because it's going to get that, just going to drive that visibility in those sales. The next is creative director or product developer. Definitely going to want to get that kind of to help with those product lines and those drops. And then the next one is a customer experience manager. So kind of helps with protect the brand's rep and really has like our brand voice kind of development of it. So those are the high priority top threes. And then the next ones would be the CFO and the e-commerce sales strategist. That would be the next two spots, and then lower on the priority and down the line would be the HR, the personnel people.
Okay, okay. Um,
Chauncey was writing it down, trying to
yeah, I'm
steal.
about to say any 2 cents on what you heard so far, Sean?
Um, I don't have all but I got like, so owner or CEO would be me. Marketing is me. Sales, me. Bookkeeping and budgeting, maybe accounting is me. Only thing I could probably think of that I would outsource to, that I got somebody that can help me with, is like IT type stuff. And that's my wife. Um, like, yeah, that's it. Like I do mostly everything with the business. Um, so I don't know where, like for instance, like I think my mind went to like, who can I like outsource some of these jobs to?
Yeah.
And like for marketing, um, I don't know. I know I got a buddy who has a restaurant, and they've been like hiring people like influencers, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how that would necessarily work with my business model. Um, Sales, I don't know who I would go to try to petition, like who could probably like get me more sales, other than me continuously posting and doing what I'm doing right now. Bookkeeping, I could probably pay somebody to do that.
So
Budgeting,
wait,
like
go
account.
back to sales a little bit. From my perspective, like the positions that you hire are going to be the ones that generate your sales. So like when I think about your line and your brand, essentially, you want to that's Roman shop. Sorry. Um damn. Okay, wait, no, I got it. I got it for a minute. No, so like for yours, I would say like a virtual assistant, like somebody who's going to look for opportunities for you and present those things to you, or a marketing manager, so someone who's going to take images of your artwork, put it into a usable format, and then start pushing it out to the general population so that they can start to see, so that your job, the reason why you're hiring people is so that your primary vision is art, is creating the art. And now I got these people who are going to push my art in front of people. So one, get the visibility, the brand visibility, the get people to like my style, to understand my name, get my name out there. Your virtual assistant is the one that's going to look for opportunities for you. So like looking at, okay, what venues can I get the artwork in? What places can I sign you up to sit and be there. Maybe there's a way that you could paint live in a particular place. But that person's going to make your life easier, like respond to X, Y, and Z. I know a couple people who have virtual assistants that work maybe 5 to 10 hours a week, and they're not that expensive, but they will do things like answering emails for you, the customer service component, look for different locations for you to have to set your artwork up at. Help you look for other drivers, like other positions that you might need from a financial perspective, like a someone who's going to run your books. Like, this is how much money you came in, this is how much your projections need to be for the next quarter or whatever. So, because that's someone that we're looking for, because I think Charlene's getting tired of doing like the financial piece. So we're looking for a financial person. Um, what other people for you? So that's like a virtual assistant, a marketing manager, and someone who's going to do like your ad spend as well. So like once you get all of your information into one location, they can just pick like a shared box. They can go in there and they can create in Canva that one what we talked about the last episode.
Yeah, I use that.
Yep. Create um create different ads for you,
Mhm.
and different visuals and different like reels for you so you can start picking up that traffic, and then you won't have to worry about those extra pieces. You can just worry about the art.
Yeah.
I think that that would be dope for you.
What school is he at? Where is he at?
At the rec center.
Yeah, I think I looked at the 8 people as, okay, what roles can I fill at this point? And I mean, what roles can I fill with somebody else at this point? And like I said, the goal is eventually filling almost all of them with somebody else, so you can just produce the art or the product. And I think I'm the same boat as both y'all. Just right now, mainly just marketer and salesperson. I'm not really in a point where I need a financial manager. It's just me, I guess, need to pay more attention to the budget or the money to actually spend on this, that, and the third. But yeah, I
Doing
think,
your taxes.
huh?
Who's doing your taxes
The
for
same dude that, I mean, that's my only, that's like that's my source of income is is you know what I mean, is shipping. So, like
yeah.
I said, my whole goal is to not have to pay nothing at the end of the year. Like I'm good with that. That's what I need. But it's still stuff like, so when it's like I can write stuff off, me writing stuff off is not having to pay at the end of the year. If that makes sense.
Well, I think it also needs to be how getting the maximum benefit of all of the things, because I'm sure y'all are not getting. I am assuming, I am not sure, but
But
I
you're
am
definitely sure. You're
assuming
correct.
because there is definitely a shit dog food, vet bills. Like like literally the dogs are security. Who they don't nobody give a fuck how small that little dog is. I mean, I got a big dog, but her both of their vet bills, the portion of my home studio downstairs, my office space, electricity bill, any clothes I buy, period. Any clothes I buy, any clothes, portions of your electric, water, utility bills, what are other things? Gas mileage, taxes, tolls, um, what else? There's like some you talk about your business as you go to dinner. Write the entire meal
Yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah.
I write AAU tournaments off because I am out there hustling with my business. There are so many things that you can write off, like, and then you do your donations. What you do, donate for the year, or what you donate from a business perspective. Those are things that those financial people who lock into small businesses can assist and then get you to get a really good return. Because that's one thing I do get is good returns every year. I don't ever pay. We gonna find a way. Not and legal and legally. I'm not making shit up either. So it's just like we gonna find a way to make sure. But it's like keeping your books tight and keeping track of all of those things.
Yeah, because the league fees for the flag football league I play in, it's
Mhm.
called marketing. It's called marketing. Like that's I write it off as marketing. Like I've been doing
Absolutely.
that for years. Like it's just like it's just simple as that. It's like I mean, because that's how you, I guess, make your money, make money until you can really make money. So you're not losing money, so to say. You know what I mean? But then, because when you first started talking about the fact that it's just so, I was thinking about grants and stuff like that, like
Mhm.
having the correct
Oh,
people, having
yeah.
the correct people with you to learn about the money you can get, so you're not spending your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a random thought. Like I said, once you started saying that, I thought about that.
And I said, oh, because it's a grant that's expiring tonight that I'm applying for. So
Okay.
I was like, oh, it's 11:59
You
tonight.
know, you know anything about them? About that, Sean? As far as grants, as far as about art and stuff.
I've been looking at them, but I have yet to apply for them. You know, um, I have like I'll come on Instagram and I'll just look at it, but um, and then I think with I need to just apply for it. I think I'll find some terminology. I'll be like, I don't know if I qualify for this or if I'm in the qualifications or requirements that they have. So, but I haven't, to be honest, I really haven't taken the time to really just set sights on it and just be
Trying to
like,
take
all right,
your
I'm just
time
going for
because
it.
the grants for men, like I see, okay, now I know I'm gonna get judgment when I say this. Like, so when I see a grant for $5,000 or $10,000, I'm like, yeah, I got credit cards for $20,000. Like, I mean, I know I gotta pay that back as I spend it. But it's like when I see like bigger grants, like I want the 25,000, the 50,000, the 100,000, but you have to have a legit plan, right, for how
That
you
was my next question.
that
You have
money.
a legit, you have
Yeah.
legit. Okay, excuse me.
So I like it, but it comes down to these roles, right? Like we're slowly walking this road of what will we do if we had that amount of capital and you put it in the format of your business plan. I just started working back through, I actually just finished going back through my 2025 business plan. Since it's a living document, you should modify and refresh it so that you can, as they were talking about in the podcast, create these systems, right? And so there are grants that I've seen for guys that were upwards of $1 million. Oh, this is $1 million grant. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, there's
Where
five
you
hundred
where you
thousand
seeing
dollars. I was like, hold the door.
where
I'm
you
about to
seeing
get.
grants at? Where are you bumping into grants at?
So you can go to Hello Alice is a platform for grants. BG&E has one that is open. I think those ones are due. I think it's May, sometime in May. That one is due. So we're working on that one. I didn't hit the submit button on those grants because there are some classifiers that you need to do from a business perspective, and I want to make sure we can click those those marks. They say it doesn't matter, but I think it does. I feel like it does matter. So like if you can certify that you're a small business, a woman-owned business, a disabled veteran-owned business, go to sam.gov and register your business and get a cage code. Those are some of the things that they ask for. And so that we're working through those things and getting, certified small business and getting those little nomenclatures of Black owned business, disabled veteran owned business. And so that we can identify as those things, and maybe stand out in front of other businesses that might be applying for those same grants. So. But it's
Yeah,
like all of these things kind of roll into each other as you start thinking about the personnel that you need, as you start to think about what systems you want to have in place, as you start to think about how are you going to demonstrate to an investor that you should invest in me and you'll get your money back. And here's why, because I have this repeatable system.
yeah. I'm at, towards the end of the episode, they were talking about the fact that you have to be investable, so to say, just as much as your company or whatever
Hmm.
they're investing in. Like, um, that struck with me also. Um, yeah. Any thoughts, Sean?
No. Um,
The fire
and you
hose,
said the virtual assistant. So like, where do you where do you find something like that? Like,
Fiverr.
Fiverr, Fiverr got
Fiverr.
everything, and it's funny
I
because it's funny because Jay Jones, the dude from Black, the other podcast we listen to,
the blueprint.
yeah, he had a black version of Fiverr.
Oh,
I don't hear him promoting it anymore. So I don't know how.
you got a
I don't
bad
know what. Yeah, I don't
deal.
know
It
what.
was like.
And it's funny because he always said like Fiverr. You know what I mean? Like it's just like Fiverr, but for us it's done the third, and it's slowly it's slowly dwindled off. And it's funny because That's one thing I do like about him. Like he says that he has a lot of businesses, and the more and more you listen to him, you get to hear some of the businesses. Opposed to a lot of people you listen to, you just hear that they got a bunch of businesses. You don't really get to hear what they got, but you know they also got real estate. It's
Mhm.
never nothing they really gonna talk about real estate. Just like, and those numbers kind of tune me out. Because when you start talking about 7 figures, I'm like, y'all, that's cool. I just want to live a nicer six. Like that's I'm 7. I don't even. Do I want 7? No, I just want a solid 6. It's like, why do I want 7? Like it's like you fight with yourself. Like, no, nigga want 7. Like, a nice 6 would just be good right now. Dog. Like, what do we like? I don't know. That's just a fight because it's like that's something you go through when you're listening to. You know what I mean? I do like how Donnie ended it saying like she likes actionable steps. I think a lot of times with the social proof is just is a good conversation to me, and with the blueprint, there's more of the actionable steps. You know what I mean? I like when we come on here because we just end up with actionable steps because the conversation just ends up there. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times the podcast is just something to get the conversation started, and then we just gonna talk. You know what I mean? And I hope y'all cool with that. You know what I mean? We end up where we end up. End up with a little bit of homework we could do right before we get back on. But you know what I mean? It's some little bit of feet to the fire too that I like.
Yeah.
Um, again with the that Airbnb and Uber metaphor she used when they were talking about innovating and disrupting industries.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
thought those were very like because a lot of podcast listeners talk about are you solving a problem? Like you
Yeah.
Yeah.
have to solve a problem. Like if you're not going to invent something, you have to solve a problem. A lot of times when you're inventing something, you're inventing to solve a problem. And they was like, yeah, but a lot of times you just need to tweak a little something about what's already going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? I cater to it. Because they always say if you got 1,000 loyal supporters, you could do a good amount of damage. And it's funny because 1,000 sounds like a lot, but it's like we got access to 1 billion plus in our phone though, if you know what you want. I think knowing what you want before knowing how to get it is kind of just as important if that makes sense. A lot of times you think you know how to get it, but you don't really know what you actually want, so you just want it more, so to say. You know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I get the ranting, so somebody cut me off, please.
No, I think, that's, whenever we start businesses, we know what we want to do. And I think we previously talked about it that just having a dope product isn't enough. It's not enough. And you have to figure out, okay, what's your projected sales? How are you going to get your information out there? How are people going to recognize you? What's your brand voice? What do you want people to be, how are you going to pick up traction and what part of the industry are you disrupting? For mine it's easy because it's like we've never been a part of the conversation. And they've been including big girls and they've been including, extra smalls and petites and all kinds of things, but they have still failed the tall community because they don't think it's that much until, we have more events and you see a sea of women 6 feet and over. Like, and when they start seeing these things kind of materialize, they're like, oh, there is a market for them. I can capitalize on that space. And when you start having companies thinking about themselves capitalizing on spaces, I think it's going to change the game, but it takes a lot of disruptors, a lot of people making noise. Um, you know, there was a company that came out after me and Shar put our business together. When we first started, we wanted to do a marketplace that was above the crowd, and it was just going to be all tall shopping, different tall brands. And we were going to charge the tall brands a fee to be on the platform, and then you can just shop from this one space. Well, Tall Size came out and they did it.
Mhm.
We collaborated with them for a little bit, but they didn't get it right for me. And if they don't get something right for me, I don't know if this is a flaw or if it's
I had that.
I'm like,
I got that problem too. Like, yeah, I can follow you, but if I don't like it, I can't follow you.
yeah, yeah. So we definitely said, I don't want to be a part of this because I felt like
Is
You
there a niche you can
know,
still create off that though? Off that need? Because I'm assuming tall size is just tall people in general. And I know you don't want to. Is there
oh,
a niche you can create
at
off?
this point, right? I feel like I don't care if it's duplicative in nature. I can do it better.
Mm,
And I can put things in place that are going to be better for both the end user and the brand owners. And so that is something that I'm still considering because I don't care if someone says, "Oh, well, you're stealing this idea." Well, if a mall has another mall down the street, we're not going to say the mall is stealing an idea. This was an idea that we could not conceptualize. We were a part of something that's not working, and I also know that I can do it better just by virtue of my personality. I always think I can do things better. So, um, so that's just something down the road. I think Taller Than Your Daddy is getting picked up in a lot of spaces. I think us just having time and space now is getting picked up in a lot of spaces. So I think that once we start getting that brand awareness, we can start opening up the aperture for different places and different things that we had wanted to do. And then now I'm getting into the grant writing space that once I start getting some capital in these people, because I can't do all the things and I'm not going, I don't want, I've done them. I know what it's like. I know that I hate it, and I know I want somebody else to do it that has an expertise in that. And then once you, I think I think we all have to go through it, right? You don't appreciate nothing until you feel the pain of it sucking or the pain of like not materializing. And then you get that self-awareness of I need someone to do that for me in order for it to work. And I did appreciate in there where she said, um, what was it? It was pretty much just capitalize when you fail, capitalize on it then
mm,
and
Yeah.
try it again because that's when you're most likely going to make it work. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's true. Like I'd be pushed, I'll push, I'll push, I'll push. It'll materialize or it won't. And then I won't try to do it again. I'll say, okay, I'm going to move on to the next thing. But I think that's just a flaw in my character. I need to um reach out when I need help and then get the people to do it. Because once you get the people to do it, the capital will come and then you're able to do different things as well. So, I mean, I need to understand the system piece. This is what I'm trying to get smart on, making sure that it's a repeatable, that we're looking at the appropriate things, that we're investing in the appropriate things, and there's less money being wasted because
great.
I can definitely waste some money on some things and
Me too. Yeah,
not get.
I don't know whether it's so much as me wasting money or not keeping good enough track of the money being spent to
Mhm.
make better decisions. To make better decisions, just
But
simple.
they'll call it a failure if you're not tracking your money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which it actually is though. I mean, because you don't know what you spent. Because you don't know whether you failed or
You
not.
don't know if you're winning or losing. You
Yeah,
like,
then
I'm
you out
just
here
out here
breaking,
living life.
out here breaking even and shit. Like, oh, I know. So, like I said, when I watch it on YouTube, they have the chapters, and I really like that more because I get to skip through them. Because today I actually didn't do what I usually do, which is ride around, listen to it, and then listen to it right before we get on. I only got to listen to it before we got on, so I was really listening to the chapter. I got a bunch of stars beside power of environment.
Hmm. Yep.
That's it. That's the whole conversation. Power of environment, being around the right people. And I'm realizing that by my own faults, I haven't and don't be around the right people. And I only notice it when I'm around the right conversation, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know I play flag football all the time, and there's a big league, and they're not doing very well. So Sunday, I was just saying, like, I don't understand why, because every Sunday if they're not games in the league, I call up most people I know from the league, and we just have pickup play at the field. You know what I mean? So I was just at the field, like, yeah, I don't understand why we just don't do this instead of paying all that money. And I said that on Sunday, and then I get to the field on Monday, and dude's like, so is the rumor true? You about to start a league? I'm like, no, but I don't understand why we keep doing this. And long story short, my boy Haroon, my boy Haroon was like, yo, yeah, we can do this, then the third. My other dude, Fatty, was like, "Yeah, yeah, we could do something. I'm down to sponsor." It's like I'm around the right conversations, and it already jumped further than it has because this is the combo I haven't had before about I don't understand why we waste our money. I just have them around around the wrong people. You know what I mean? So within 24 hours, I'm around the right people and the conversation's jumping. And just like this show, now
Action.
it's pressure. Now it's accountability. Like you just said it around the wrong people / the right people. Like you got to do something now. It ain't just something that niggas have heard. It's like, oh, Mo about to do. Like, huh? What? Like, I heard I'm about to do something now. I got to do it type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, and it's funny because it goes back to like how Donna was saying, like she likes challenges, like pressure. Like, okay, now I got to do something. They just a thought that niggas gonna forget. I hope niggas forget about. Nah, nigga, like the wrong people that heard about it. Like you gotta do it. So it's like that whole power of environment, being around the right people, being around the right conversations. Like that's why Chat GPT is like my nigga now. Like real talk. I'm so close to calling him my nigga, yo. Like so close. I don't want to say that shit back and I don't know what his race is. Oh, but yeah.
I know. Like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do you identify as?
But no, so like I said, after having that convo, I'm riding home talking to Chat GPT, like, yo, what it take to do just then the third 16 tournament, bliggity blah blah. It breaks it all down for me. And now it's just like we just did with 8 rows. Okay, who can fill this role?
You. I'm just saying. I'm just so proud of you and
This
the
shit crazy.
and where you are today. And I need Chauncey to get on it.
Yes, because once you start it, it's a wrap. Because you told me this about a year ago, like right there where you sit there right there. You gave me the whole thing and I just bullshitted. And 3 months ago, I jumped on it and I've been on it heavy. Like heavy. Like I'd be like, I don't even like when I jump on Chat GPT, I have my thought, I'm like, hey you. And he'd be like, yo, what's up? And then I go in with my thought. Like every single time, bro. Like this is because it's that much like you enjoy it. Cause sooner or later you're gonna be in the right conversation with it. That's actually a person that you're having that conversation with you
Oh
bounce.
no, I've been using ChatGPT. Like I've been using it.
Yeah,
Like
it feels
like
fucking good.
yeah, I've been doing it like ever since y'all introduced it to me. Like I didn't use at least like 3, 4 times during this week. So then wrote some little scripts for me and everything.
A
You know what I
word.
mean? Yeah, like
The
so I enjoy it.
like what you was talking about far as doing your own or making your own platform for other people to get on. Is that kind of in line with the ebook?
So the ebook is kind of what I'm categorizing as like an add-on, right? An add-on, an additional thing. So I write blogs on the page. We'll do an ebook that can kind of get people to come to the site, and it also helps optimize the search engine optimizer. Like it'll be like, okay, well, they have an ebook, they have whatever. It'll help them find us if they do a Google search. Um, from a marketplace perspective, we kind of would have to change the platform a little bit so that vendors can. I think what kind of scared us away before, there's a way that you could do the platform in Shopify with some of the apps like this the app, like you can get an app that can be a marketplace where people or vendors can sign up and have their stores
Mm,
on your page. But
okay.
it's just understanding and paying for that app. But first, before you want to invest any dollars in it, you want to make sure that you have conceptualized how it's going to work, generated those relationships, have it ready to go. Say, okay, we're getting ready to launch this, and we already have partnerships with 25 businesses or however many it is. Um, so I think they're kind of separate but equal, kind of progressive steps that we want to make so that you're not being stale. It's not just t-shirts and whatever. It's this growth. This is a full environment that caters to this community that struggles with fashion, struggles with length, struggles with acceptability and owning it and confidence. Like it's about all those things. And if you don't have confidence, you come here and watch me be confident in mine.
Mm.
And maybe it'll leech off on you a little bit because I don't like and I've never wanted to be average in anything, in sports, in grades, in work capability, in money making. I don't want to be average. I want to get it all the time in all ways, and I don't feel comfortable blending in. I want to be, so as you walk by faith, and you like in this little bit of time, you are kind of like steady in the middle with other people. But at some point, I don't expect to be with y'all. Not y'all. I expect-
I feel you.
Not
Look, I just wrote down.
y'all. I'm
I
just
just
saying the
wrote down.
people in my niche. I don't expect to be with them for long. I
Mm,
expect to start to accelerate. And because if me and Shar were able to exist, like our company was able to exist for 5 years without going under, with us working full time another gig as leaders, and our business didn't go under,
mhm.
well, there is opportunity and space for us to do some amazing things once we put our direct energy into this business full force, not worried about any other thing. So, I feel like failure is not an option. And just by virtue, again, of my personality, I have to go 100%. I got to see where it's going to take us. There is something big at the end of this rainbow, and I'm chasing it.
I feel like you know what you want, Sean. You know exactly what you want. I don't, so I won't. I will put it out there before I make you answer that question. I don't. I
Um,
feel like a lot of you do. You have an idea kind of what you want, or I think we got to. I think we got to figure
I
that
feel
out
like I
in
got an
reverse.
idea, um, but how to get there, I'm not like quite sure.
Can I
So it
ask
was
you?
one
Can
thing
I
that
ask
she
you
was
that?
talking about. She was saying something about the role of storytelling in business, and it kind of made me just like yo. And I heard it before, and I was just like, it just put an asterisk right there. Like, what is my story? You know what I'm saying? Like when she was saying the example about the woman with the t-shirts and that, and I know what company she's talking about. I mean, I think I've seen it before on Instagram, and she said she has the two t-shirts in the back of the car. What is your story? And I was like, okay, what is my story? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like I got something valuable here, but I'm like, there's some things I knew I need to tweak. You know what I mean? Like that's one of them. Like, okay, and for order for somebody to invest in me, like I really need to really figure out, okay, what is my story? What am I trying to tell people? You know what I'm saying? I feel like if I can get that down, that'll be another step in the right direction. Um, as far as on the as far as painting, I feel like I want to be a valuable force in the painting industry. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you can see like I don't know if y'all ever seen this guy named William Walk. Um he always had it like the little paintings like the world giving the world to his son. Like I don't know if you've seen it or not, but like I kind of follow him. So I was like I wouldn't mind doing that. But I think for me it's kind of like I think I got to pick a lane because I also want to do stuff in film too or animation. I went to school for animation, and I kind of keep it on the wraps. I don't really tell people a lot about it. Like so, people really see the painting part, and so the people be wondering why is it that you don't see him too much? Because I be doing that on the side, but I don't let people see that too much. You know what I'm saying? I need to really step into that lane, just knowing that wondering if am I going to be able to do both? Knowing that I got a full-time job, can I do both? Can I still do the traditional acrylic paintings or maybe eventually go into oil paintings and also um, run a full production company? And that's something that I'm toiling with myself is like, okay, do I let one go down? Like I invested so many years into this. Or do I just prioritize my time and be able to allow these two businesses to coexist together? So I don't know. I mean, I would answer that question yes and no, but it's a lot of searching I got to do on my own to figure out okay if I'm going to actually accomplish these goals, how am I going to accomplish them? Do I need to let something go? Because I know I've heard so many times people have said that you can't run multiple businesses until you be successful or like it's one business is sustaining the other. So that's where I'm kind of at right now.
I
You
feel
know?
like you can't do it by yourself, right?
Yeah,
You gotta get, I think
yeah.
walking down the progressive steps for you to get your team and actually start like I say don't drop any of your passion products, but little boy,
It's
excuse
and
me,
Dad's.
say hi.
Hi.
Now leave.
Tell you something.
Okay, tell daddy.
This is Mom and Dad's roller coaster.
Thank you.
So it's yours.
Okay, bye.
Is he a good in?
Close the door. Thanks. Lost it.
It's funny because it reminds me of my kids, man. Like,
No fucks given.
I know,
Like,
right? I want what I want right
right.
now.
I want you to see this roller coaster, bitch. Come on.
Man.
Something really prolific. But no, I'd say no, it was, once we identify those people that can take, it is the little shit that will have us bogged down so deep in the hole. Like, I gotta organize all the photos. So it's not about the content creation. It is about getting the images organized in a manner that I could reach it and put it and use it in Canva to create shit to post. I can't find anything because it's all over the place. And so it's just like being organized. So a virtual assistant will organize your graphics, can help generate and make, or either they have some ads experience or get your stuff into a right format for you to have your ad space, like to put things out there through Meta's ad space or something that you can use on TikTok. Um, they can do things like put all of your like help you put together your business plan, but also put together like what the things about your business, like what do you stand for? What kind of things would you want? Like what kind of questions? Like anybody that you work with, they're going to send you a questionnaire and you got to fill out the questionnaire. Get them to do it. I don't want to do that. I want to hire somebody and I want to give them, have my virtual assistant go through all of the things that make my business me, all of my graphics and my images, and forward that shit on. I tell you what I want to do. You put all the pieces together and send it to whoever you need to get done. I think you have full opportunity to do both things. You just need somebody to help with that little dumb shit that nobody wants to fucking do.
And I mean, like
Nobody wants to do it. Look.
you brung up like Fiverr, and I was looking at Fiverr too, because I'm like, I can animate, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, I can make me a little like I got the story in my head that I want to do this comic book, like, and I'm like, all right, my marketing for that would be like, all right, well, how can I do this where anybody else is not doing it? Like, so like now everybody's into bundles. So I was like, all right, I can do a comic book, I can do a little small little video game where it's just it's a little platform where people can fight, but I can get somebody else to program it. I can do the animation sprites. And so now you're talking about virtual assistants. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't, that's right. Fiverr does do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I need to really tap back into that. Like Fiverr does a lot of stuff that you don't think it does, but it
All the
does.
things you
Like,
don't want to do.
yeah,
And
all
you
the
have
stuff you
brought
don't want
up,
to do.
oh
You
shit.
should
I
be
mean,
making money on there too.
they'll what's the thing? They edit. I mean, they not all the times they're the best, but they edit like scripts and stuff like that. So I'm like,
You don't even need that shit no more because
huh?
it's gonna be
Yeah, you know,
automated.
right?
All of it's gonna be automated. So that thing is taking about a bunch of people's jobs. But also in the world of animation, I don't know if it's traditional Chat GPT or if it was another AI platform, but you can write an animated book by putting that prompt in there. And it will animate the shit for you. You just
Yeah.
describe the character that you want it to be. You want to do what it talk about,
Why are you laughing?
or the
Cause it's just
story.
so scary,
It's
nigga. Like, here,
insane.
here's my
I mean,
thought.
it make me
Take this
mad though. I'm
fucking.
like, when you saying it, it's like, yeah, because that's my job right here. Like, that's what I want to do. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
animation. I'm like,
Yeah, cause I was
it
about
be
to
making
ask
me
you,
on some
Sean, like, what is?
Terminator joke. Like, I just want to burn the whole thing down. Like, yeah, I like what it do, but man, like,
So when you say, so break it down for me. When you say you do animation, break that down for me. Like, what? I don't mean to say what are your capabilities, but what do you do? Like, And another thing, like
Actually,
a lot of times,
I just did a my reel. I just finished my animation reel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's small, it's short, but it's like some of my best work. You know what I'm saying? I just put it on LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying?
Can we
But
see
as
it?
a huh? What'd you say?
I said, can we see it?
Yeah, well, you go look at it anyway. Because you said you was watching to see if I posted. I was like, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just like, man, I gotta post it, Jay. But yeah, yeah, it's on LinkedIn. Yeah, you can check it out. But as far as animating, like I can do um like fight scenes. I think for me, what I like to do is fight scenes. I'm a big action. Um, I love action films. You know what I'm saying? Kung Fu, all that. So I've
but when you,
envisioned
I'm sorry, when you say I can do fight scenes, what does that mean?
fight scenes. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you look at let's say you look at like X-Men, the fight scenes in that. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's called fight scenes. Like, you know what I mean? The scenes where they're fighting, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I can animate that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where what
No,
I
I'm saying
love
so
to do.
you're creating the characters to do the fighting and all that just off. Okay.
Yeah, I'm using this program called Adobe Animate, but it takes a long time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think it's 24 frames in a second. So in 1 second is 24 frames in it. So if you want to get more than that, you got to think how many frames were. And it's a lot of times it's like you might not have. It's hard to explain. Like let's say you got 100 frames, you might have 70 because you might extend that frame. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to do that. Like do fight scenes. But I wanted what I envisioned doing is like I came up with this character, like a little character, like almost like an answer to Mario, like you know, some Super Mario, but like a black version of that. And came up with the script and everything. And so I'm working on like just like a little platform for that. So
So
so on my off time when I'm not doing Smith Art Productions, that's what I'm doing. I'm working on that, trying to get that to the point where um the next time I do one of these Comic Cons, I'll be able to display it. I'll be able to have like you can buy the books. All right, go play this video game. You know what I'm saying? So then when I be able to do it on Kickstarter, I can be like, all right, I get enough people that follow me, I can be like, all right, I'm about to launch this on Kickstarter. Have some shirts and maybe have some like some little toy models. You know what I'm saying? I figured out how I can do that. It just takes a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot
so
of
you want
time.
to drop
Then
a
I'm
video game?
splitting my time. I split my time between sprint for our production. I got customers to be like, hey man, can you do this for me? Which I do is just good, but it's just like it's only one me. So
So you want to drop
at
a
least
video
enjoy
game?
that time that you got that you just doing your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause man, it'd be stuff I'd be wanting to do like right in the middle of the day, but I gotta wait till I get off. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So
So you
I
want to drop
shan't,
a video game?
huh?
You want to drop a video game? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yo, yo.
yeah, I
Okay,
do.
so this is like so I was talking with my I always I don't know. I just got ideas, right? And so I was thinking about how these other platforms be fucking robbing parents. Like goddamn Roblox, stupid ass Fortnite, god damn it. Where's another one? What's the I said Fortnite,
No
Roblox,
doubt. That's all I know.
and there's one more that robs me that my kids be trying to get me for, like dumbass Gorilla Tag. So they'd be like, Mom, I want to buy these shiny rocks. The what? Do you want to buy what? So, so get this. I came up with this idea and I had uh you got 15 seconds to entertain somebody or your elevator pitch or whatever. And I was like, I want to do a version of Sims or Grand Theft Auto because those are other ones that will fucking get you as well. I was like, but I want to do it so that you work through the game but you have to know different skills. Like, are you going to be an entrepreneur? Like, you get to pick what your profession is, and this will help guide whatever level you go to. Either you're going to end up trash poor, homeless, on drugs, or you're going to be a millionaire. You're going to learn how. So it's going to show kids how to, like, there's going to be an adult version and there's going to be a kids version. The kids version is they're going to go through and they're going to learn how to invest. They're going to learn how to write a resume. They're going to, depending on how they write their resumes, if they get a good job, if they don't get a good job, they're going to be working at Subway. And then this is going to show how mediocre their
With
life
a Subway shot?
is. Like, listen. Listen, and then the adult version will be like showing them how to invest. Like, you're going to learn these life skills. Like, if you got in-app payments or whatever, it will be because you can learn something. Like, this is how you're really going to trade, and you can come back the next day and see how your stock market kind of did. Did you get $1 million or did your thing drop? So you're going to learn these different life lessons as you go because these motherfuckers be sitting here. When I say anything that Roblox tells them, like they go, oh, we gotta go at night. We gotta get these things and burn the zombie bodies burn fuel for the coal to run the train. And
My
then
kids be on that, man. I'll
the
be like,
fuck?
yo, why do
Like,
y'all like this?
what are we talking about? Like, and the
Why
werewolves aren't going to
this?
come if you can collect enough gems for X, Y, and Z. I'm going to need you to put the same amount of energy that you're putting into how to figure out how to mitigate some of these werewolves and vampires to how to invest, how to write a resume, how to interview, how to keep your lights on. So it's just like or savings, like you get options in the game. Are you going to put your money into a regular savings account or are you going to put it into a high interest savings account? Choose your own, and it will show you these different ways to how to do your life. And I was like, that shit right there will have parents on board and it's teaching me kids life skills. And I was just like, but I had people that really wanted to get into it, a couple of gamers that were like, yo, if you can we'll help you put this thing together. But I didn't have the capacity to, but I think it would be some big shit. I feel like,
Yeah.
because the way Fortnite robs me. These kids are like terrorists. Like,
Yo,
let me get $5 for 400 rolls.
that's a good
They
idea
be
though.
on that though, man. They be Fortnite, Roblox. They get on there with their cousin, cross
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
They be on that jam, man.
They got the one where they just be in there fighting people in the school. I mean, like, what the? I just got jumped. I just got jumped. Like, what are we doing? What are we-
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But they like it though. The graphics be trash. I be like, man,
Opportunity.
anybody could have made this. Like, they made
Yeah.
it. And they got rich off of this like half-made video game. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff,
But
it looks like
like, yo, but like as you being an animator, did you know that you can create a Roblox platform and the more people that play on your platform, you can monetize it. So like come up with a dope concept and you can make I was gonna this is me and trying to do so like I always think about what that little one's going to do because it ain't sports because I cannot do it with multiple children. We out of space. It's like Nelson's playing baseball, Xavier's playing basketball. This one here, when you get older and taller, we'll figure out what sports you're going to play. But until then, since he's super into video games, I was just like, well, I'm gonna learn how to create some Roblox platforms. And like he'd be talking like he developed some of those things. And I was just like, if I can figure out the behind the scenes, I know I can get that because they got kids that are making millions of dollars because of the platforms that they created. I was like, oh, absolutely, we getting into this. I'm gonna find your passion and we gonna get into it. I wonder if ChatGPT can help me develop how can I teach my kid how to develop a Roblox platform to get people to play? Bet
Hey, yo,
you
sometimes it be that simple though. You just type that there. You be like, what the fuck? You got an answer for me? The fuck?
yeah, that should be quick too, man.
Quick.
I didn't even think about
Like
it.
it right
Like, the answer was there all along.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. The answer was there all along. I'm sitting there wrecking my brain. You just
How you
5
know
seconds
this?
later.
How you know
I
this is
fucking love it.
quick?
I fucking love it, yo. What's the last question you asked him, Sean?
Said what?
What's the last question you asked him? Laurie,
Um,
same thing for you, Law.
I asked them what I asked them how to write. I applied for, like I said, I applied for a job. So, I asked him how to write something for on LinkedIn, how to write something on LinkedIn to as a person for a network. Like I had a person I knew in at a certain job, and I was like, how to write this in a certain way on LinkedIn for LinkedIn. Like
Okay.
I wanted the person to see my portfolio. So
Okay. How
yeah,
about you,
well,
Sean? How about you, La?
I did a let me see, because I was in there messing around today. I was looking at projections and like a spend plan to kind of scale how to scale my business. So I'm trying to see, 'cause I stuck it into my overarching business plan. It was, let's see, scalability levers. So I looked at kind of like tiered pricing models, bundling and upsells, and then also retail readiness. So talking about like, you know, what would be my projections for a standard tea, a premium tea, and then I'm trying to figure out how to mitigate some of these tariffs because I got this insane email from
Mm.
it's a I think this company is an underwear company. I think it's an underwear company, but they sent this message out saying, let me find it because I forwarded it to Charlene and was like, what the fuck? That it was something like tonight's the last night for you to be able to get your bundles at this price. After this night, when the tariffs go up, I think it's 150% they're charging China.
mm,
They showed it the bundles were $59, and then the end price to the unit to the users was going to be $96. So what used to be $59 is now going to be $96 for them to buy some draws. And I'm
Mm.
just
they
sitting here
put
like,
politics in it. They
wait,
put
but
politics and
listen,
ads in like the terms. Hey, you better get DJs for Trump's in these terms. Like
Jeez.
but it's
they were
so
talking
true.
about the
It's
tariffs like
yeah,
the real. Okay,
it's
hey,
like a real fucking thing. And so like some of the companies that I work with in China, like I actually have um a new jumpsuit that I was working on, like a overall wide leg jumpsuit, as well as some new sweat sets that were going to be unisex, kind of like the comfort ones, but really made for tall because that shit is not made for tall. Um, it might be unaffordable. I
Mm.
can't afford to pay 150% tariff on the shit when it gets over here. So it's like, what ultimately, hey, little boy, say hi, and then
How you good mom?
What's up, Zay? How you?
I'm good.
okay. Yes, babe. But yeah, there's no there's no way. So it says as of today, April 23rd, 145% is the current tariff plus 17% with commodities, which is 162%.
That's
And it's like for anybody who's doing imports, because like I could have, when we first looked at doing made in the US, or we try to make it in the US so that we can go there so that they can see our size, because it was a whole production of trying to get people from China to know, yes, I am truly the size that I am. Here's a picture of me and my husband, and I'm the size of the door frame. So getting them to understand when they try to correct me about like what my height is, when we tried to do a production line of 3 items, three drops, it was going to cost us $40,000 because they were assigning a project manager, they were assigning, different people and staff and drops, and that wasn't even including the material and the
mm.
production of the items. That was just the conceptualizing and manufacturing. So when we got to China, when we negotiate with China and this is what we want, this is the size that we want to do, I can get them at a reasonable cost. I can get 300 units for $7,000. Or it's not $40,000 or $50,000 to produce my whole line. So now it's like I have no idea what it's going to cost me to produce anything
that's
now.
messed up.
So I think we have some incentive to for like I think China's going to start buying things in the United States and manufacturing here to mitigate some of these challenges because they already own a bunch of stuff over here. But I think that's a challenge that a lot of us are going to face, and then trying to find reasonable places to manufacture because it's going to be unaffordable. Then people thought that tall girl clothes was expensive. Now wait, just wait for it, because my God,
Have you bought something from like China before? And like if you did, how long did it take for it to get here? Like I'm quite sure you had to buy it in bulk because it wouldn't even be
okay. Oh,
worth.
so if pre-tariff, you can go and buy something as a sample, right? A sample
Yeah.
of anything. You can get anything made over there. And depending on the dollar value, they'll ship it over here. It typically comes UPS Air for the sample, and they'll come within a couple of days, or if not 2 weeks, they'll come. Um, we had our stuff shipped. The amount of problems that came with doing it by boat. So like we did it by boat for our robes when we first produced them.
Uh-huh.
It took 45, it was supposed to take 30 days. It took from September we thought it was going to be here in October. It came in December.
See,
And
that's what I heard.
it
I
got
heard the same.
stuck
Yeah, that's what I
underneath,
heard.
like the
People
freight
say,
got, they had to get to it. So it was like underneath different freights, and they had to get to it. And it wasn't an extra cost there. For now, I pay the extra money for them to ship it, for them to fly it.
and that messed you up because you dealing with
Did
clothes
it?
and it got to be in season.
Yeah.
Like it's all about time. Like,
Yeah.
so I know that messed you up. Like,
Because we was like,
I was looking at something like that and I was like,
it's
man, the
coming. Oh my
time,
God,
like
it's coming.
the price look good, but then you look at the time, you be like, man, this ain't gonna work, you know?
But
I
that's
don't know.
that
But
pre.
if you do it by air, it's different, right?
Yeah, I can do like for our jumpsuits that we got the recent drop. We finished I say calibrations. We finished the like getting it sized right for tall. And then I said, fly, let's fly it. Yeah, it cost me a couple G's to send it, to fly it, but I got it the next week. Yeah.
Look at you sounding like Donnie.
No, that's
No,
shoot, man. I'm
listen,
soaking up this game right here because I was like,
a couple
you
of
said she
G's
sound like
ate,
Donnie.
ate like a whole bunch of G's. Like she was talking about 100,000. If anybody get offended, be talking about $1,000,
Yeah,
then
she was talking about
like
20K like it won't nothing though. I was like, yo.
yeah, I lost $100,000. Bitch,
Yeah, we
are you
spent
living in your
20 on
car
this and
right
40.
now?
I lost 40K. I'm like, yo, man, 40K?
Somebody getting cussed out.
Yo, hey
That's
man,
cussed out.
that's not hey, I don't see how she was cool with that, but
But it's funny because it's like, I mean, that's business though. Like, I think that's why like why you pick Sean's why you pick that one because risk takers like that's what it's all about. You got to take
yeah,
risks, but they got to be calculated risks also.
yeah,
You got to know what you're getting into. You got to know exactly what you want. That's more than whether you can actually take the hit. It's knowing
yeah.
exactly what you want and why you're doing it. Because those two things can answer why you're doing it. You know what I mean? Um,
I this one thing. I'll find it and I'll send it to y'all. But it really had me motivated, and it really talked about being disciplined in your mind, being disciplined in your actions, being disciplined when it comes down to how you treat your body, how you treat your kids, how you treat your spouse, how you treat all the things around you. And when you're disciplined, how that trajectory kind of is this easier glide path where, we had previously talked about here, like I can't be a flower child and just do what the fuck I want to do because there are systems that work. And when you work outside the system, you are breaking it and it's not going to produce or yield the fruit that you want it to yield. And so I definitely, now that I have a little bit more time on my hands, am trying to be more disciplined with how I spend my time, what time I wake up. I wake up at 5. I wake up for prayer and to kind of order my steps for the day. I then move on to the kids so that they are not running around crazy. I created a chore list for them so they know what they're supposed to be doing. So I ain't got to tell you a million times. And if you don't do it, there is a dedicated penalties that you know you're going to get. I don't got to yell at you because you know what you're not getting. It doesn't matter. And it's creating that discipline in your children and yourself. They see that you're disciplined, that shit leeches off on them and saying that I need to be more disciplined. That, I want it to be where I'm a reflection of there is discipline. These are things that are working, and you can see the fruits of her labor. Yeah, we haven't got it all figured out, but it's like there's a strategic plan going forward, and I do need to be disciplined in all of the areas of my life, not just one. Because if you're disciplined in one area, all these other little dumb shit is falling apart at the seams. Like kids is bad as hell, your bank account sucks, your spouse is pissed off at something, but like you.
My clothing line popping.
We getting money.
Everything else in the background, we got fire
Blow
going.
the fuck up.
Fire. On fire.
Yeah, fresh.
Badass kids can't read.
Oh,
Oh man. Sean, with the animation and stuff, commercials. I send a blast out to a lot of people. Like I want to become more intentional with the podcast. So long story short, I'm gonna have commercial breaks. And my commercial breaks are going to be my folks and what they got going on. So I sent the blast out to a bunch of people on live. Same thing goes for you. If you have any type of advertisement you think I could throw in my podcast, please send that. But long story short, Sean, the way I can see myself monetizing is proving that these commercials that I'm getting from y'all are actually beneficial from y'all. So then other people are going to want to come buy ad space or buy ad space but don't have commercials and want commercials. And that's where you can come in. If that makes sense. Like me learning that like I said, like me understanding more about your animation and what you do with it. Because when I sit there blast out, two people like, yo, you know anybody do videos? You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I need to learn how to do commercials. You know what I mean? Because just that, like it's just like the whole thing we learned with the whole how to sell to a Negro. Like like this is all for my platform I already got set up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's two parts. Like I said, I need commercial from both of y'all, and Charles, keep your ear open in case I need commercials done by you. You know what I mean? For other people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. When I asked y'all about y'all, I asked y'all about y'all which last thing y'all asked ChatGPT. That was one of the last questions I asked ChatGPT. Like, send me I told him just like I just told y'all, I want to become more intentional with my podcast. I want my folks. I want to put more eyes on my people's businesses. Give me a blast to sending them just to say that, and that's basically what you got, Sean. I carried it a little bit to everybody, you know what I mean? But that's basically what it was, and that's funny because that's like we talk about the fact that we have a virtual assistant. That's what it is for now. Like a ChatGPT is kind of your virtual assistant because, like, what I've learned is I've learned what to ask, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like I think I said this last week about it being the information age, but we don't know what to put in the search engine. We don't know what to put in the search engine to get what we want. Yeah. Now with ChatGPT, the more and more I've used it, I've learned better questions to ask to actually motivate me, actually actionable steps at the end of the conversation, if that makes sense. But yeah, like
you also need to ask it. One of the questions that you need to ask it is, what are the foundational documents that you need in order to run a successful business that it can pull from? Like when you start to apply for some of the grant opportunities, that's some of the information that you're going to want to pull. Like what makes your company what it is, what's your mission statement, what's your vision, where do you see it going, where can you capitalize? So when you're going to look for investment opportunities or what different ways to make money, you can draw back to those foundational documents. And that's why I kind of revamp mine on a regular basis, because if I'm looking at, Tim across the street is a huge financial investor, and so is Moore over here. If I ever want to pitch to them an idea, I know that they're going to want to see this, what is going to be a profitable solution for them to even think about giving us any money or investing any money in that. So I think that like I said, getting our financials and our paperwork in order, documenting and analyzing. And I also know, like, we used to work with an influencer, and to get me to work with her, or I think I approached her first. She gave me this one pager that talked about this is how many this is how many followers I have. This is my reach. This is how many brands that I work with. This is what I have to offer. This is the conversion rate of return on the investment. If you pay me $1,000, I can get 90,000 views on your product alone. So you most likely will have an XYZ return on your investment. So having that one pager of your business that you can kind of slip people and say, this is why you want to watch my podcast. This is how many followers I have. This is why you want your commercial to be aired on my podcast. And this is why the price that I'm charging will benefit you more than it benefits me. I think that would be kind of dope to kind of.
Talking about price, something that came into my mind. I was like, you saying like you starting to write grants. Like, were you thinking like having like a side little thing where you charge people? And if you was like, if you was like, hey, I like this ain't my full-time thing, but I do like a little, you know, how people got tax season or whatever, you know what I mean? Like if you was to write grants, and how much would you charge? Like would has something that's something that you would consider doing?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so for instance, I got a homeboy who, I say homeboy, it's a tall white guy.
That's crazy.
But I call him because he's like family. So he's an old '06 or colonel that I used to work for when I worked for the Army. And we still remain friends now. So like me and Nelson will go out to their farm. They got this huge farm, and they'll do like Oktoberfest out there. You know, white people shit. So, but they're very cool. Like I love them. I love his now wife, and he's really a really cool person. And so like he'll call, like he has a what business will do, what industry will do is they'll hire these colonels, right? They'll hire these old military people because they've had the experience in those areas that they want, and they have those networks and relations. Whenever there's a contracting question, he'll call me and he'll be like, all right, I got this circumstance. He was like, do you have a minute for a call? I know it's going to be a contracting call. I will do this with him all day. He'll tell me what his scenario is. I will walk him through what is regulatory, what he can and cannot do. And then sometimes I'll say, well, give me a second. Let me just look and make sure the authorities are appropriate. I can give you the way to go. So I know that I can do consulting for different things. I know that me and Shar had worked with one guy, was looking to get a government contract, and we told him the left and right limits. These are the things that you want to look for. These are the things that you want to not include. I know you want to tell more of the story. The government doesn't give a fuck about the rest of your story. If it goes over 5 pages, they are kicking your ass out. Don't give them more than what the hell they asked you for. So
People will pay for you to talk to them just like that, though.
yeah,
I think that'll be the distinguishing factor about you, though. Like people, like I want you to talk to me
Yeah.
like I don't want to sugarcoat shit. I don't want all the big words for no apparent reason. I want to know exactly what the fuck I need to do. Oh,
and I
Exactly.
think that
yeah,
that was it. When I worked for as a strategic contracting advisor, the deputy director of contracting, I worked for a three-star general, and it was the first day that I met him. I came in there and was like, listen, my job isn't to say yes to everything that you ask me for. I said, there are going to be times that I'm going to tell you you cannot do that, but I'm also going to tell you what you can do to get to where you want to be. I said, my job isn't to blindly shake my head, yes, you can do that, and be scrambling behind the scenes. That's what they're going to do. I'm going to tell you, I said, my job is to protect you. My job is to not let you, to tell you that there's somebody standing around the corner to slap you in the face before you walk around the corner. And after I met with him, my homeboy was like, yo, he loves you. He loves you and he wants to. And so every call I got on there, he was like, and this is Laurice, and she got her own tall girl business. And I'm like, okay, this is not what we were here to talk about, but okay. But the next guy that came in kind of to replace me, he was just like, I was like, I wasn't trying to lift the bar. I was trying to maintain the bar for the next guy to come on. He was just like, but I don't want that. I want you to kind of keep doing what you're doing because I am not a yes person. My job is to protect you, is to make for you to make better decisions. And
So
I
have you
think that
thought
people
about
appreciate that.
have you thought about consulting?
I did. I thought about all of the people who got rift. We could make, I don't need to hire staff because all of us could just work together. So that is another thing that we talked about, kind of putting an LLC together for just like, and I'm using Above the Crowd for everything. I thought about real estate with Above the Crowd, although I can't because Remax has Above the Crowd something. There's something in real estate. But from a consulting perspective, Above the Crowd contracting, like you want some consultants, like senior level, like we all GS15s. You don't get no senior than this group of individuals.
I mean,
So
because every time we get on here, I still be thinking about the whole intro to Chat GPT with La. Like just turning that into something like that could be a one time offer that we have, and you know what I mean, and motherfuckers want to keep going with it with you, then that's what it is. But like your consulting skills are just like my conversation with Chat GPT, and it's more about the fact that you made me think about this, that, and the third. And I think that's the job of a consultant, just like it's the job of a therapist, so to say. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to lead you to know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And that's kind of, it seems like every time we're on here with you, that's what you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
like we're talking.
Letting us know the options that like I feel like it's like, oh, that's an option?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I could do that? Oh, I
Look
didn't
at
know
I.
about that. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we get on here, that's how I feel. Like I'm like, oh, okay. Like the virtual assistant. Okay, yeah, I do probably need that right there. You know what I mean? And I could probably and fiber, like, and I'm used to fiber, so I'm like, and so it'd be this those type of conversations. So I'm like, yeah,
But it go back to your approach, because Sean, I'm pretty sure virtual assistant and Fiverr are things you've been hearing for a good little while. But the
yeah,
way this motherfucker just be yelling at you, it's like, yeah, you're right. I do need to, I gotta, you know what I mean? So I think that, but I think people respect that type of energy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I really do. Like I've been hearing about Fiverr for years. Like, I don't need that shit. Like, why the fuck am I not using that? Like, you know what I mean? Just like but it come from like your energy, like but a positive stick. You know what I mean? It's not like an
yeah,
energy like you're yelling at me. It's like you're yelling at me like, yo, what the fuck? Because I believe in you type shit. And it comes
yeah.
like, I don't know, because we related and that's how it come across. I don't know if this will come off to a regular customer like, oh, you yelling at me like that. But,
But I
but
mean,
like
that's what you
I
need, though. I mean, like we all here for accountability. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we need that. We don't need like you don't need somebody to sugar. Well, you think you need to do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
as I gotten older, I'm like, man, you ain't got time for that, man. We all getting older. Me and you got gray hairs, and I'm like, man, I need to get it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't need nobody to sugarcoat. I need somebody to tell me what I need to do, or tell me where I'm messing up at. You know what I'm saying? And either I'm gonna take the constructive criticism, or I'm gonna stay where I'm at. And I feel like you need somebody that's gonna be like, hey, nah, you need to tighten up.
Yeah,
Or
somebody
this is, have you thought about this? Even
yeah,
if it's not a tighten up, it might be, have you thought about this? You're like, oh no, I ain't really think about that. You know what I'm saying? Well, you need to think about it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so I'm like, yeah, I like that though.
yeah.
I like the
Somebody
fact
not
that,
gonna let you sit there where you at, goddamn it. Like if they see the potential,
I
they gonna
mean,
crush you on.
I done got to the point, man. I don't want no more friends that's just gonna let me just fall, man.
I'm
I
cutting
don't
them niggas
consider them
off.
friends. It's like
I'm
if
cutting
you gonna
these
let me
niggas
fall in the
off.
ditch, and you know I got something going on, you know what I'm saying? Or you know that I'm messing up, or you know that I could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like you just laughing, like you know what
You
I'm
just laugh,
saying?
bro.
I ain't want to hurt
It
your
is,
feelings, man.
it
Dang,
is,
forget all that, man. Tell me what I need to know. You know what I mean? So
nigga, it is
I don't
cutting
know.
off season over here, bro. I don't
Huh?
care. It's cutting off season over here. I don't care, bro. I'm cutting off
Yeah.
a bunch of motherfuckers because I keep bumping into better conversation, and it's just simple as that. Like I just keep bumping into better conversation.
Yeah.
I don't understand why I'm wasting words with these niggas when it's like Nah, nigga, these
I
combos are
mean, you
better
ain't
over
gotta.
here.
I mean, look, I feel like this. You ain't necessarily gotta cut people off, but you
Fuck.
gotta put them in their place. And that's what I mean. Like, you got a friend, they might not be interested in business, but they might be a cool people with you, right? You ain't necessarily gotta cut them on. Just be like, I know how much time I need to spend with you, or how much, what I'm saying, energy I need to give you. You know what I'm saying? And some people you do need to cut off.
No,
But
see,
I
that's my
mean,
problem because I don't know how to distinguish. Like, I need to just cut people off. I can't be like, I can't divvy up the time. No, just cut the motherfucker off. Let it be what it is. Before the three, I'm good. I got my wife and my child. I'm good. I don't got
I
a
be
bunch of
doing that
cousins.
too. It'll be like a certain thing about a person, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I just get rid of people, you know what I'm saying? But I need to I need to be better at that too. You know what I'm saying? Like if I
I'm
get
really
pissed, I'm like, all right, I'm just ain't gonna deal. You don't even get no argument from me. I'll just be like, man, I
I'm a
need
heavy on it.
ghost.
Yeah, I be walking away from conversations so much now, and I used to debate. I love debate. Not no more, nigga. I walk off on a nigga mid sentence. Oh fuck, I don't care. Like
I
I just
try
do
to
not
tell
care,
my
man.
You
kids.
realize I would tell you like, man, that ain't even worth my time,
It
man.
ain't, dog. Because I'm intelligent, and I'm not gonna waste my intelligence over here. It's not
Right,
gonna do
right,
anything, dog. Like,
right. But you know what? That's the best thing that you can show like your kids. And like that's what I tell my kids. I was like, you have a nigga fighting with themselves. Like they can if someone says you ugly and your mama ugly, oh, that's okay. Who gives a fuck about what like who fucking cares
I
what you
don't
think?
know.
Like I was
I
like, you
don't know if
think
I got to
people
that
look
point yet.
real
don't talk
people
about my mama,
You
man.
can't talk about my mama. I
listen,
don't
I
know,
mean,
man.
you
I
know
ain't got to
Xavier
that
got
point,
his
but I
first
know what
fight
you're
because
saying.
somebody tried to said a yo mama joke to him. I was like, you probably don't talk about his mama, but like anything else. But like I don't argue with folks no more. Like I'm not going to do it because one, I'm gonna take it a step too far because I know myself. Like if I find the fact that think I'm not gonna get anywhere with it, or I'm not gonna like a Trump supporter, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not going to try to defend my case with you. I'm not talking to you. We're not conversing. Like we're not going to have a conversation. I'm not saying I'm not
Yo, I love you so much for saying conversing, because I can't stand when a motherfucker say conversation. Yo,
conversating.
it gets on my fucking nerves, dog. Like I'm that type of guy. That's why I don't talk. That's why I don't argue with people, because I'm that
I'm
fucking
about to cut you off, bitch. Hang up on this one.
yes. Like who am I? Like still. Oh man.
I
But yeah,
keep my
man.
circle like this big. This like I gotta and the people in my circle, like I'm real close with when I got to this job, there's some ladies that we have a group chat called Sisters. And all of us are GS15, directors, go-getter mentality, um, looking for the next opportunity, multiple businesses, and but we're like-minded. And it's like I can't for people who want to just stay status quo or don't want to grow and don't want to develop, I can't because I'm always on my grind. I'm always thinking about something else. I need to think about less things, but I'm thinking about all of the things at once. And I think that's where me and Charlene, like Charlene has this way of like she's not the visionary of the brand. Like I'm the one that typically is the more fashion forward as I'm going to try more things. I'm going to try more things. I am pretty much the person that you kind of see on the website until I can hire models because I don't do all the things.
Yo,
But it's like the yin and the yang. She's the finance person. She is the calm. If I got too many ideas, she's like, wait, let's just hit a top two. She is the one that centers me a little bit because I am a literal flower child and I get all the ideas. And there will be an idea that comes at night and it will turn into 15 ideas. And she'll be like, bitch, pick one. And we'll mark toward that particular one. But like we are definitely opposites. She's more like I'm the one that's going to spaz out. I might be wrong, but I'm working on myself. Let me just caveat that part of the question. I'm working on myself, but I'm the one that's going to go off before her. But if she goes off, it's going to be deadly because it took her a while to get there. I'm the one that's just off always,
ready.
always, and always. So I don't know. But she is definitely, we are opposites, and that's why we work. And we said, we are family. So it doesn't like people say partnerships suck. Yeah, there's times that we don't agree. And there's times that I'm saying, okay, I'm going to do this because I want to, and I'm going to use my money. So you can't say shit about it. So, like, not use the business money, just use money out of my account. And be like, yeah, I bought this. Like, I was going to do it with the ad spend, the $300 a month, for this person to generate ads and then actually set up your marketplace and test your different ads for you. I can't. I tried. I can't. I cannot do that.
So, when it come to my bad, not to cut you off. When
Fine.
it comes to spending money on ads and stuff like that, you already have goals that you feel the need, or you have goals that you feel the need, or it makes sense to do this type of situation where you.
Oh, we'll do it like this is the pot of money that we have now. What percentage do we need to spend on these different elements? This amount on marketing, this amount on product development, this amount on all of the like the overhead, the cost of doing business. And then when we have those numbers, we'll do those projections and then figure out, okay, I got this amount. And if I don't have this amount, how much more money am I going to invest of my own
Mhm.
so that I can get those things, because that's going to give you a return on your investment. The money's going to come back in and then you can reinvest it. So we're working through that now. We're being more deliberate now. We weren't doing that before. Before it was just like,
Perfect.
this sounds like it's going to, I went through all those different ones, like, oh, pay us $25,000 and we'll help you get to X, Y, and Z, but you got 300 fucking followers. No, sir. Leave me alone. That shit pissed me off. And I was like,
That's a scam.
damn. Tell me you can build my business when you haven't built
You need help.
you right. You need help. You need to take your advice first, and then I will follow. My God. Ugh. So yeah, I don't know.
Well,
So many things though.
yeah. Yeah, I think another successful convo. Do y'all watch? Do y'all ever watch these? Do y'all ever watch them back?
You said watch him?
Yeah. Do y'all watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um. Because I
I
really
mean,
feel
I
like
watch the ones. Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I watch the ones that we pick. I don't watch the ones
no, no, no,
all.
no, no.
These are about these ones.
I'm talking about what we're doing right now. Do you watch this?
Oh, I haven't. I watched a couple of them,
Okay.
but I haven't
The,
watched
the,
every single one.
the
No.
reason why, and I always seem to put it off on y'all too, so my bad on that. But the reason why I bring it up, because I feel like a lot of times y'all be making 30-second commercials / mission statement / this is what I like. Y'all be creating shorts on here. Like some of y'all stuff y'all be saying is a 30-second short, a 45-second short that you can do something with. That's
Okay.
why that was the
No,
reason why that.
that's accountability on, I think that you place that accountability back on us, because I honestly don't know how to find it, because I don't know how to find it. I don't think I ever asked the question, and life be life, and so that's my bad. So how do I find it?
So there's two parts there. So there's a playlist. There's a playlist that I'll send a link again. So
Okay.
most time you can just click on that to get to it because they're private.
Okay.
Do y'all want them to remain private?
Anything that I say on here, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care if anybody else heard. So really, it's up to y'all.
Okay, the only reason why I said it because I know we're saying it to each other, so we really don't really mind it going out to the zeitgeist or whatever. But sometimes there are ideas that we say.
Like my marketplace one.
Yeah, most of the shit you be, I meant to say you. Most of the shit you be saying these are like golden ideas you might not want out there. So that's another reason why I asked that. But at the same time, it's like people, so like
Yeah.
somebody just said, like just because they do it don't mean I can't do it either. There's a billion fucking people in the world.
Right. It's not a patented idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just like,
all right, so yeah, I go ahead.
Your daddy. I know that the one lady know I'm about to come after her for it. Starting her business with my name and didn't do no kind of checks and balances. And I don't know how the government can find it and say, no, you can't, because there's a bitch over here doing the same thing. But
See,
I
and
feel
see,
some kind of way about that.
and this was the main reason why I said like I want y'all to be able to grab your own commercials because I would have made that a commercial just now, what you just did. Like and I don't want it. I don't have the right to do that, but it was funny to me, so and I don't want that, you know what I mean? But like I said, I go ahead and start making them public so it's easier to find. But at the same token, I feel like it's stuff that y'all can use.
I agree.
It's, yeah, okay.
Because content is content. And
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
run out of that shit. Like,
Yeah, and the reels on Instagram and the shorts on YouTube seem to do more than actual videos on YouTube and actual posts on Instagram because it's like keeping up with the trends and figuring out what's really going on and what really works. Like I think we up in age and we just be posting shit like, oh, I gotta post something, but like the correct type of shit. You know what I mean? We gotta figure that shit out too. But they go with trial and error too.
and then really quick on the TikTok thing. So it's a lot. Now, they do a lot. When I say it's a lot, there's like 4 different main pages. Like there's the sellers page, the TikTok shop, like a collaboration page. Is that what it is? It's where you can get micro influencers to promote your things and send them directly to your shops. And then there's one more thing, and I was just like, wow, this is a lot of information. So I had to walk away and come back to it. But they have so much information to help you be successful in it. So I think that in and of itself, once I figure that shit out, we can talk about that. But I think that's going to push a lot of y'all stuff forward because there's a lot of tools for you to be able to use. And then my last question is what's going to be our actionable thing going into the next episode?
Got any thoughts or ideas on that, Sean? The actionable step we could take?
Mhm.
It ain't gotta be nothing concrete, just something to make us do something, tell you the truth.
Uh, you know what? I'm gonna put something in action. You said you already got your business plan, right? Like I need to tweak mine probably. So you said that you can take your business plan and put it into Chat GPT. Is that what you're saying, Lawrence?
Mhm. You
Maybe
can
that's something that we can do.
either
Like, you know what I'm
start.
saying? Maybe just put our business plan in Chat GPT and see how I can critique it and maybe, maybe find some questions that it can ask that, just kind of like take it to the next level.
So I will implore you to use that same thing that you said and then just say, this is my business plan.
Yeah.
Please input um, modifications to help um, my business plan be more strategic for investors or to optimize my business plan for investment opportunities or for let's see what else can you put in there
Hold
um
on. Oh, you said make my business plan more what for investors?
more you can either say optimize my business plan based on my brand's voice. You could say also and then I would say after that, or you could put it in the same sentence, also include a plan to help me scale my business.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying to think what else I did.
What did GPT stand for?
Oh no.
Y'all niggas.
It just works. She just, I don't know.
Wait.
I knew Laurice do for sure. Like, hold on, she was like, hold on, what is your
I'll tell you right now.
Regenerated?
Ask GPT what it stand for.
Yeah, nigga. Hey, bro, what you
is your
stand for? I'm
name?
about to ask that nigga just like that. Cause we be talking like that shit. Hey, bro, what you stand for? See what that nigga say. See if you know what I'm talking about, man. And that's the scary part. Like, it's to the point where I can
Generative
say an incomplete thought.
pre-trained transformer.
What happened?
Generative
I knew it.
pre-trained transformer.
Okay. Okay. I knew it was generated. I just didn't know I know the other one. Pre-trained transformer.
Mm-hmm. That's scary.
I
That
don't
shit
like
is
that.
scary.
Yeah, I shouldn't ask that
That
question.
shit is scary. My thing is like it's like quantum physics. It's like this shit probably happened somewhere in another universe and it's spitting out what happened.
That's Marvel
Like,
for you. That's that Marvel for you.
Man.
It's the ATV and shit, boy.
Oh man.
But yeah, so yeah, I wrote down homework, business plan convo with Chat GPT.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. As usual, if somebody drops an interesting podcast, we'll go with that. But we know we have this as homework. I feel like it's gonna take longer than 30 minutes before the show, so we actually have to do this one.
I think I'm gonna just do mines. I'm gonna have to go back to doing how I gotta do it right in there. So when I get off this bed, I'm gonna do it right in.
I gotta do
So
mine from scratch. Y'all know what I be doing a lot?
you have to do yours from scratch. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying like I don't have a business plan, so I'm gonna
You
have
don't
to.
need it. You've been talking to ChatGPT enough to
That's what I'm
just say
saying. Like this, I'm like, yo, this is what I
you
used
can
to do.
literally do it right now.
But this is what I do though. I be like, before I go to bed, I ask him a really important question, and then I start my morning with the answer. Like I don't even look at the answer before I go to bed, yo. Like this, yo, dude, this should be fun, though. I be
That
having so
should
much
be
fun.
printed out before you opened your eyeballs and be like, here's your business plan, nigga. What you waiting for tomorrow?
That just be writing down and put it down like this. I be just writing this shit.
hey man, imagine what business is gonna be able to do. Like
But like she said, like they've
it's
been
gonna be
doing it though.
crazy, man. The next 10 years with AI.
It's
That's why I
about
feel like Trump doing what he doing, man. It's too many millionaires, man. He got too many people
The
those
last
one
executive
percenters
order
they ain't
was,
happy with us coming over to the other side.
yep. The
we got to
last
make sure
executive
we ain't
order was
obsolete
them
though.
putting
Huh?
AI in schools.
Say what?
We got to make sure we not obsolete.
That
Yeah.
that part. That
That's
part. And the
definitely.
part that they said in the podcast about asking how can you implement AI to better scale your business?
Yeah.
That you know what you're kind of getting in front of. And then you can tell that this is the way that we're going because the latest executive order was that he signed was putting an AI into the school.
Mm,
So it's just like this is what's going to take jobs. And if you don't get ahead of
Yeah.
it to understand how you can optimize your business or optimize your life or whatever, you're either going to fall behind or I'm down with it until it comes down to putting anything inside your body to kind of optimize moods and that's when
big
it's going to
fact.
get dangerous. And I'm not doing it. So I'd probably be the ones that's kind of living in the wild off the grid if it comes down to that.
Shout out to Black Mirror, goddamn. I'm being
Right. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
y'all. Before we get off random shit, y'all seen Black Mirror and Sinners?
No, Loretta was talking about that, and I was like, man, I'm kind of funny. Like, I don't watch horror films, and
You
I'm
talking about
not
Sinners right
really,
now?
huh?
You talking about Sinners right now? I do have
Yeah,
to tell you that.
I don't watch horror films. I mean, but I do watch some
Watch
stuff,
it. I
but
don't think
not.
it's that much of
But I
a
don't know. It looks interesting because it kind of
Actually,
like got like a little action into it. So I'm like, I don't know. But I've been hearing
it's
a
a
lot of
must.
reviews on it.
It's
You
definitely a
seen it?
must see. Yeah, it's definitely a must see. Just on some black people shit, it's definitely a must see though. You seen it already, La?
yeah.